Let's get this started. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to have you join us. My name is Sarah Nixon. I run the account management here at Alibaba Group North America. And I'm very, very excited to introduce you all to Chad Michael. Chad is the founder and CEO of Synergy Consulting International, a Florida-based tech company and digital agency that was created to meet the growing need of assistance in digital and retail spaces. So he really, really understands how to successfully sell products, particularly on Alibaba.com. And this webinar today will be really, really insightful for all of you to really learn how to navigate Alibaba.com and really some different tips and tricks of what you can do to be successful. And Chad's agency also specializes in this. So is great if you need that extra help to make sure that you do follow up with Chad after this webinar. And so Chad, I will let you take the floor.
Thanks, Sarah, and thanks to everyone for attending. I really appreciate it. I wanted to start actually by giving a short video introduction on Alibaba because I think it'll give some good background moving into the presentation. So I'm going to share my screen and do so now.
Alibaba.com is one of the world's largest business-to-business wholesale e-commerce platforms. We connect over 150,000 suppliers to our network of over 10 million global business buyers from over 190 countries and regions. Think of us as an always-on, 24/7 digital trade show that has no borders. Manufacturers, distributors, and wholesalers can receive and respond to buyer inquiries from anywhere, at any time. What types of products are bought and sold on Alibaba.com? With our quality supplier base from around the world, you can find just about any OEM capability or finished goods. Some of our most popular categories are consumer electronics, fashion and apparel, home and garden, and industrial machinery, as well as newly expanded and popular categories such as food and beverage, agriculture, health and wellness, and beauty and cosmetics. Going digital is no longer just a competitive advantage, but a necessity. Alibaba.com sellers have a digital storefront visible to buyers from all corners of the world. We provide marketing and CRM tools to reach and retain customers, while knowledgeable account managers help with onboarding and support to ensure success. Business buyers come to Alibaba.com to source parts to create products, for finished products to resell, or to find items needed to operate their business. On Alibaba.com, buyers can look up suppliers anywhere in the world, communicate with them directly, issue a request for quotations, draft product specs and contracts, arrange for inspections, customs clearance and shipping, and pay and finance the purchase all on one platform with the help of our partners and collaborators in the ecosystem. In addition to connecting and transacting with one another, sellers and buyers can access tools to make B2B commerce more transparent, reliable, and efficient. Alibaba.com is here to help businesses succeed on their own terms. Our customer success is our success. We do not charge a commission on sales, nor do we compete with our customers with our own products. Buying and selling on Alibaba.com means you get to keep your margins and own the supplier and buyer relationships that you build. Our mission is to make it easy to do business anywhere. Explore new possibilities to grow your business on Alibaba.com today.
Okay, so I hope that gave everyone some good background. I'm going to now share this presentation and get going. So as Sarah said, I'm Chad Michael. I'm the founder and CEO of Synergy Consulting International. And how the company was born was based on the need for companies to help companies in selling products online, specifically e-commerce platforms like Alibaba and other international e-commerce platforms, as they can be very difficult. I have a background in export management, and that's what got me into this field. And I'm going to speak about some of the current challenges associated with Alibaba, but also I'm going to speak about and advise on some of the avenues you can take to find quick success on the platform as well. So before I founded Synergy, I was the director of international e-commerce at Grove. Grove is a digital agency as well that helps companies sell on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. And I'm also the chief technology officer of US Export Connect, which is a company that exports USA brands all over the world. One of the biggest tools we use to do so is Alibaba. Some of the current challenges on the platform. The first thing I want to speak to is when you sign up for Alibaba, I always recommend signing up for the 2-year plan. It takes time. A lot of the clients that I have ask me if there's anything they should know before signing up for some of our programs. And I say, great question. And the answer is yes, it takes time. It can take up to 24 months to really start seeing the results you'd like on Alibaba, as compared to other platforms, which are pretty upload and go off to the races in 90 days. Alibaba is not necessarily a platform like that. So the first thing and the first point is understanding that utilizing your storefront on Alibaba to generate and grow your sales in your business, it takes more time than other platforms, but it also provides more benefits than other platforms. The second thing is, as stated in the video, think of Alibaba as a global trade show. It's B2B e-commerce, right? And what you get with a global trade show is small players and big players. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit later on how to target both of those sales channels. The third thing is, it's best to hire help for Alibaba. You know, I was sitting on a plane the other day next to a doctor coming home from visiting my family, and he asked me what I did, and I was explaining it to him, and the look on his face was if he had no idea what I was saying. Well, the reality is I was trying to explain e-commerce to a doctor, and it's very applicable in just about every business. If you're not an expert business in e-commerce, you can get better results by working through channel partners or third-party service providers that help you be successful on the platform. And that's ultimately why my business was started. This isn't some sort of cash cow business. I have a talent and I'm trying to get out there and I'm trying to help others. So one of the biggest challenges we encounter on Alibaba is uploading your products. It's not a CSV zip file upload and go type system on Alibaba. There's two types of products, ready to ship and customized product. Ready to ship products are products that are made to order. They're stored in your warehouse, they're ready to go. Once an order is placed, they get shipped out. Customized product can be private label brands that design and develop products based on the customer's needs. So if there's custom labeling or custom packaging that you need, that's a good way to upload the product. Now, it's important to distinguish the difference as well. Now, ready to ship products is a buyer on Alibaba can actually get onto the system, order it on the system, pay through Alibaba, and get it shipped to their door. Customized product is different. It doesn't allow customers to check out and purchase that product. It just allows them to inquire about the product. So they could send a message to the supplier stating, hey, I'm interested in this product. Let's talk about it. Another current challenge with products is the number of products in your online catalog. To really have the algorithm take effect on Alibaba, you need at least 200 products. I always recommend 1,000, but at least 200 products. And for those companies that don't have a catalog of 200 products, we have partners here at Synergy that charge a low monthly fee where you can upload your product catalog to their storefront, and they can represent your products for you on the platform. Another one of the current challenges is qualifying buyers and working leads. You know, working these when you upload your products to Alibaba and you have a big product catalog, you're going to get a lot of messages to your storefront. It's important to filter through those messages and find out, you know, who are the looky-loos, who are the real players, who are the small players, and then understand how to vet those players, especially if they're not in the same country in which you're selling. So I'm actually going to go to the next slide here because it has some really good information about the first challenge, uploading products to your storefront. Again, I want to speak upon the difficulty of uploading products. Uploading a product to Alibaba can take 30 minutes to an hour just for one product. So it's a very time consuming process, and there's many reasons why, but ultimately it's just how the platform is structured, and it depends on the product category. But that's the most time consuming part of anybody who signs up for Alibaba. When people sign up, they don't really necessarily think ahead of, well, how am I going to make this successful? How am I going to get these products uploaded in a timely manner? And that's where my business comes in, to assist those companies in getting those products uploaded quickly and getting the exposure they need to generate more sales. So two options when uploading products to your Alibaba storefront, as I talked about before: the ready to ship and the customized. The customized product is just going to be products that people can inquire about, and the ready to ship products are going to be products that people can check out, add to their cart, make payment for on the products. Alibaba Trade Insurance is a good feature to have. It'll help you populate in the search results, but it's particularly useful for selling ready to ship products because it acts as a middleman between the buyer and seller. That way the buyer can rest assured that if anything happens, they'll get refunded their money or deliver the product. The second thing is, along with the 2 ways to upload products, there's 2 different sales channels on Alibaba. You have the what I call the B2B e-commerce, right? Those are going to be the bodegas, corner shops, mom and pop shops, the smaller companies on Alibaba looking to consolidate baskets and order products for their business. These are going to be larger orders than typically you would see on a B2C platform like Amazon or Walmart. But they're going to be smaller compared to large import or export orders or full container orders. And then the second sales channel is lead generation, specifically volume lead generation. So we particularly utilize Alibaba in two ways: to sell to those smaller businesses, those bodegas, those corner shops, those mom and pop shops, and to generate leads worldwide so we can grow our business without having to travel so extensively. So the volume lead generation part of it is all about capturing the customer information. And how do we do this? I'm going to show you guys. So qualifying buyers and working leads on the platform. You need to have processes and procedures in place for qualifying buyers that submit product inquiries to your Alibaba storefront. So one of the biggest things you'll see is, so we upload 200 products to our Alibaba storefront. What happens next? Do we get a sale? Well, a lot of the times you just get a lot of messages and you get a lot of inquiries. And sifting through those inquiries is important because there is a percentage of those inquiries that could prove valuable to your business. So I'm going to give you guys an example here. So this is an example right here of a product inquiry being received on Alibaba from a potential buyer, right? They're inquiring about this M3 Naturals collagen lip plumper. They're saying, we're from this company, we're a distributor, and we're interested in purchasing this product. The first thing I do is redirect them to a landing page. So once again, the important part, capture that information, right? It allows you to do a couple things. It allows you to remarket to them, but it allows you to also vet them. So this is an example message of what I would reply to them with. And I pretty much say, for more information or to place an order, please fill out and submit this form here. And I'd redirect them to a landing page that looks like this, where they enter their name, their company details, region, they'd enter, interested in sourcing food and beverage, and they put their message here and they submit it. This is important because this is a filtering process. This is how we filter out all the looky-loos, all the scams, all the businesses that are actually, they're just fishing for pricing or fishing for suppliers, but not necessarily interested in purchasing product today. So on average, 50% of the companies that inquire about a product on your Alibaba storefront will submit this form through our company landing page. So if you get 100 inquiries in a week, you should get around 50 of those inquiries that submit this form. It may be 35 to 50, but right around that number. The next process that we have them go through is the buyer fills out and submits form to the company sales email. So I'm going to go back here for a second. So once they fill out this information in here, this is what we receive on our end, on the business end. So we would receive this message from the information captured that is outlining exactly who this person is, what company they're with, and what they're looking for. From there, we would reply to that form, the customer in that form, with a new customer application. And this is important because this is how you vet good customers. We essentially say, thank you for reaching out. We look forward to working together with you. We've asked for the final destination of the goods, and we've asked them to fill out this new customer application to the best of their ability. And you can see some of the questions asked on here. You know, if a company doesn't fill this out, they're not worth wasting your time. And that's the whole point of this form. So this is another filtering process. So on average, 10% of the companies that submit the form will fill out and return the customer application. So if we get 100 inquiries in a week and we get 50 that fill out and submit the form, about 5 of those companies will actually fill out the new customer application and submit it with their inquiries. So that's the filtering process. So we've taken 100 companies and we filtered it down to 5 people that are looking to buy today. So the outcome is one of 2 things: either a new customer sale is generated, and if a new customer sale isn't generated internally, the customer information is at least captured. And this can be recorded in an Excel spreadsheet and a CRM system. And so you can start stacking these leads up to remarket to them when you have deals or you're trying to generate good sales. So this also is an example of the lead generation side of Alibaba, right? I said we have 2 different sales channels. You have the sales channel where they're logging on there, they're adding products to their cart, and they're checking out on Alibaba. Those may be $100 to $300 orders coming in. And then you have the lead generation side, which is this. If a customer wants to order a full container of your product, you know, they're obviously not going to place that order online for 10 pallets or 2,000 cases of product, right? That's going to be something you process internally. So that's what I'm showing you here, is how to process that internally and how to vet those leads. And you're gonna, when those 2 sales channels come together, you'll see they can be very beneficial for your company. You can have sales coming in on the platform and then volume leads being generated as well. And everybody likes a good volume sale. So the next thing I'm going to speak on is winning the digital shelf, which is super important. There's tons of competition online, and to separate yourself from that competition, what we call is winning the digital shelf. So identifying and deploying winnable keywords that lead to your digital shelf is very important, right? So if you're thinking of it, think of your Alibaba storefront as a booth at a trade show, right? What kind of keywords would you want to tag in there for the product you're uploading? Who's your audience? What types of products are you selling? Making sure there's good product descriptions, good product imagery, product information like UPC codes, pack sizes, unit sizes. And so there's a couple examples here I have of how to win the digital shelf. So it's important to remember that in-store shoppers use aisles to navigate, right? Like you go into the grocery store, you're looking for bread, you go to the bread aisle. Well, the same thing is done online, right? But online shoppers use keywords to navigate shelves. So someone online is going to type in bread and search for bread. So you want to make sure if you're selling bread that your keywords being tagged for that product posting are going to be populating in those search results for customers that are looking for bread. This space is still winnable on Alibaba for sure. Over 50% of items sold show up in the top 5 search ranks, 75% in the top 10. I'm going to say that one more time. Over 50% of items sold show up in the top 5 search rank, 75% in the top 10. So you want to make sure your product in whatever category is showing up on the first or second page of Alibaba. So in terms of advertising, which is important, you have organic search and non-organic search. So non-organic is obviously paid advertisements. You can do that through the KWA system in Alibaba. And we have experts here at Synergy that can put together large mass marketing campaigns to help you generate more sales. So Alibaba Alibaba keyword advertising program is a good way, if your product isn't populating correctly, to get it populating correctly. So optimizing your Alibaba storefront. The first thing I'm going to reiterate is that it takes time, right? This process really does take time. You're not selling to a direct consumer that's sitting in their house ordering one thing online. You're selling to another business. And what comes with B2B e-commerce is larger basket sizes, larger sales, but also long-term relationships and the possibility of these customers reordering from your business over and over again. So in terms of optimizing your Alibaba storefront, you want to reduce friction You want to make sure your mobile optimization is good, as most people search for things on their phone. And you want to use remarketing to drive traffic to your Alibaba storefront as well, whether it's from your website or an email marketing campaign. Driving traffic there can help increase orders. Another thing, and I'm going to go back, is on the volume leads and this information that you're capturing, if you're putting that into an Excel spreadsheet, that's another use of remarketing here. So you can, monthly, you may have 200 of those contacts. You can email all 200 of them and just follow up with them and see if there's anything you can do, or if there's any products you may be able to source that they were looking for. The best way to win the digital shelf is to work through a channel partner like myself and have an expert running your storefront for you. People that do this every day really understand the ever-changing landscape, and I'm learning new things on Alibaba every day. So the important thing is to work through a partner like them. In conclusion, if you're attending this webinar, we're also offering all attendees 2 months off or 2 months free of our seller services program. You can reach out to me in email or by phone or by text even. That's a discount of $2,000. So it's a pretty good discount, and it allows you to get onboarded and understand the process before having to pay up front for anything. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to me and let me know. Other than that, I'm going to take some questions if you have any.
Hi, everyone. So the best way to do this is we're going to open up, if you can see at the bottom of your screen, there's a little chat bot. So if you just want to start putting your questions in for Chad into the chat section, I will facilitate the questions. Don't be shy. Give it a couple minutes. Okay, so I have one question, Chad. So based on your experience on Alibaba.com, if you had to pick one thing that really made you successful, what was it? What practice was it? If you had to pick one out of the top tips you could share.
That's a great question. I think understanding how the platform actually operates and how the process of uploading products impacts that. So, getting it done right the first time instead of having to go back and re-optimize everything over and over again, taking the time to understand how things populate on the site as you on the customer end, and then what you're seeing on the supplier end when you're uploading it. So making sure that you have good, clear, concise product postings with product pictures and your keywords are being tagged correctly. It can be pretty confusing on Alibaba. Remember, Alibaba is a Chinese company, so
right.
This can sometimes complicate some things or make some things seem complicated that aren't complicated. So working through those issues really helped us be successful on Alibaba. And then reaching out to people that know more about Alibaba than we did, that really helped us be successful.
Awesome. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. And I have some more questions that are coming in. So one is, what if you do not have 200 items and you still want to run your own Alibaba site?
That's a great question. My suggestion is always, so we have partners that you can work through that have Alibaba storefronts up and running with not only maybe some of their product catalog, but a bunch of different companies' product catalog. So getting in contact with the company that will upload your 50 products for them, and I have those details. You can reach out to me via email if you need them. But that's what I consider the best way. Utilizing a storefront that's already up and optimized and running that can upload your smaller product catalog. And then you get the benefits of having a big catalog, right? Because you're being combined with other brands and products that maybe aren't yours. That's definitely my suggestion, because you have to have a lot of products to really have the algorithm take effect and have that traffic conversion that you're looking for. And that's one way to do that.
Awesome. And then another question that came in, it said, so the user interface is so complicated that we need to hire a management team just to get up and running correctly without wasting a couple of years to try to figure things out.
Very good question. Very good point. And yes, yes. So this is I consider B2B commerce kind of a newer field, right? If you want to get ahead of the game, that's how you get ahead of the game. And Alibaba is the leader in B2B commerce. It's the best platform to be on for B2B commerce. And so, yes, that's exactly what I would recommend. Going through somebody like myself at Synergy, we'll run the day-to-day operations on your Alibaba storefront. Is the quickest way to get up and running, because regardless, there is a learning curve to the system.
Awesome. I think that makes sense. And Ian, who asked the question, said thank you as well. And then another question for you that's coming in. How much time do you spend on Alibaba on a daily basis? And what are the top most things you can do to save time so that you can manage your workload as well?
Well, the top way to save time is to outsource the work to somebody like myself to do it for you, quite honestly. That's the quickest way to success on there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm a good example because I spend pretty much all my time on Alibaba. But I would say, you're looking at, 3 to 4 hours every day when you're getting up and going to figure things out and get things uploaded and optimized on your storefront, kind of trying to figure out how it works and the ins and outs of the platform. So it's a very time-consuming process. And of that process, the product uploads is the most time-consuming part. Again, there's ways to upload a Excel file, but it's not going to optimize your product. So, and it's by category. So you may see on Alibaba, it says, well, we have a way to upload bulk products. So 1,000 products at a time. It's not really true because those products will only get uploaded as customized products. So that's the first thing, which means that people can only inquire about them. They won't be able to place an order and pay for them as customized products. So that process of Alibaba is the hardest part and the most time consuming. I could easily spend all hours of the day just uploading products to my storefront.
Got it. And another question that just came in is, would you be able to talk just a little bit more about the paid marketing campaigns? And do you have any tips on the paid marketing campaigns?
Yeah, so paid marketing campaigns are great to generate buzz, right? It's a great way to generate new business. I always advise my clients, at least, you don't want to run a big marketing campaign when you have 50 products uploaded to your storefront, right? You want to wait till you have your full catalog up there of maybe 500 products, and then you want to run that marketing campaign because you're going to see much better results. But also, Alibaba does a great job in simplifying the advertising part for you based off keywords. So if you're in the industry of selling beverages, right, and you have all of your beverages uploaded to Alibaba, and the paid marketing campaigns, you would make sure you could actually purchase a keyword, but you want to make sure the keywords being tagged in your campaign are going to be attracting the buyers that are looking for those items, right? So that's the biggest thing, is the keyword tagging, right? And I always use this example because I think it's a good one, but I've exported pasta sauce in the past to many countries in my time in the export management industry. And I learned we would sell to Mexico, and we would sell big container loads to Mexico. Well, in Mexico, they actually call pasta sauce, they call it salsa. So if I'm targeting that market, right, and I'm putting in pasta sauce, they don't know what they're looking for. I would want to put salsa in there, right, because that's what they call that product over there. So that's always a good example of
that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
Very helpful. And then another question that came in, what does the process look like to get started with someone like yourself and work with you on next steps?
We have an onboarding process, just like typically any company, where reach out to me via email, text, phone call, and the process is actually pretty simple. We would identify your needs and what those needs are, and then we would tell you how we could fulfill those needs based off our background and experience. We have multiple companies that we represent on there right now, and they're all very happy with our results. So we can always use those success stories as well to kind of show you or forecast for you maybe what it could look like in 3, 6, 9, 12 months. But the biggest thing to understand is that it does take time, right? So the onboarding process may take 90 days. And then after that 90 days, we might start pushing the marketing campaigns and the sales and things of that nature. So to get started with somebody like us, it would just be reaching out to us. We do have our website, synergycintl.com, which has more information. And then it's customized to each client based off their needs. So we would just have a brief discussion, and then we'd hit you with a proposal and see what you think.
Awesome. And then one more question actually came in. Do you notice a difference in performance between customizable products versus ready to ship products?
Yes.
And would you mind just speaking to the benefits of each?
Yes, I would say ready to ship is the way to go, right? But if it's not something that's ready to ship, you want it as customized, right? So if it's an item that runs out of stock very often, maybe you'd put it as a customized product because you'd just be processing inquiries and letting them know when that stock would be coming in. But the way to upload products is ready to ship, because they can actually do both. They can buy the products that way, and then they also can inquire about the product that way. So you're really 2 birds with 1 stone right there. The downfall there is that does take time and experience, which is where we come in. You know, we want to help you guys be successful on there, and we want to help you get the products uploaded correctly. And that's probably the biggest challenge, is understanding kind of some of those differences and making sure you're getting it in the right category, making sure it's ready to ship or customized, getting it placed correctly online. And probably the biggest misconception about Alibaba is that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was very, very clear. Does anyone, before we let Chad go on with his day helping Alibaba.com sellers, does anyone else have any additional questions? I'm going to just make sure nothing else is coming in. Let me see. Yep. So another question just came in. Do you know the real reason for spam inquiries and no real orders? And are there real buyers on this platform? I feel like I've just been receiving a lot of spam.
It's a very common experience for new sellers on Alibaba. And can you repeat the question one more time, Sarah?
Yeah. So do you know what the real reason is for the spam inquiries and why there are no real orders? That's one question. And then the second question right after that is, and do you think that there are real buyers on the platform, because I've been receiving so much spam?
Well, there are real orders on Alibaba, yes. And if you are receiving a lot of those spam inquiries, I recommend you reaching out to us, because I think we can help you. But yes, there are real orders and there are real buyers on there. It's figuring out how to create that funnel, right? How to take it from this to this and close the sale. And a lot of it is just reading the data that the platform's kind of spitting back at you. The real reason for spam, it's very common, like especially in international. You're always going to get looky-loos, people that are just looking for pricing, people that are inquiring about a product, but maybe don't even have a company to purchase the product. That's very common on Alibaba as well. So through going some of these filtering processes that I showed you, that's how you really minimize that and take it down from having to respond to 100 inquiries to maybe only 5 real good inquiries. But just remember, separate from B2C e-commerce, those 5 inquiries that you might filter down to, those are going to be large orders. They might be huge importers overseas, distributors, wholesalers. Those are the types, so those are volume orders. So you may not get $100 order, but you may get $100,000 order and then repeat business.
which definitely sounds very attractive, right?
Right.
Thank you. And then one question is, we hear a lot about Star Supplier. How important do you think Star Supplier is playing a role into the amount of traffic that you get?
Great question. And I think I can speak to this very accurately because I have clients that have a really good star rating and I have clients that don't. And it's not the clients that don't, it's not because they're doing anything wrong, but maybe there was an IPR infringement that was out of their control and it affected their star rating or something like that. It does affect the populating of results. You can overcome that with some KWA spin, but I don't consider it incredibly important, honestly. It's just something, the algorithm, you could have a message response rate of 99% and you could fulfill all your orders and then have an IPR infringement or have to refund an order and you may go from a 4-star supplier to a 1-star supplier, but that's not representative of your entire time on the platform, right? So I always try to have, you want the 4, you want the 5 stars on there. That's always the goal, but I don't think it's always necessary, especially if the traffic's still coming in.
Got it. And then the question just came, a follow-up question on that is, then what is the best option for a supplier to increase traffic if they are focusing only on the US market, not globally, because they're not capable of shipping abroad?
Yeah, keyword advertising spend and then mass email marketing. So driving traffic. To increase traffic anywhere, you have to have an end goal, right? And if your end goal is to increase traffic to your website, well, how do you do that? You can send out a mass email marketing campaign to all your current customers or any potential customers, get them to click on that link, and then you're driving them to your storefront, right? Then the algorithms take an effect, right? So that's a big way to do so. And then the second way is obviously through an advertising budget. And I'm not talking about huge advertising budgets, but a little, $500 to $1,000 monthly put into KWA spend is a good way to increase conversion, but increase traffic as well.
Awesome. That's very clear. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So someone just wrote, working with you makes a lot of sense. I have a management team that handles my Amazon account and does a great job, around 100K a month. I currently have made 0 sales on Alibaba in months. Yeah.
So the first thing, and it goes back to the first thing I said, on Alibaba, it takes time. It does. It takes, and some clients I've helped and even personal businesses myself, I haven't seen results till 9 to 12 months, sometimes even up to 24 months. So it's understanding that it takes time. And then just like you work through experts on your Amazon storefronts, Alibaba is even more complex than Amazon. So and that's why I founded my business. So working through experts like us, because I realized there weren't a lot of people out there doing this or helping others be successful on the platform. And I felt like I had a set of skills that could really help these small businesses. So that's why my company was developed, just like this businesses develop their companies to help sellers on Amazon. So the best way is to work through somebody like myself or an expert on the platform to really see the results you desire.
Awesome. And then we'll make sure to everyone that is in this webinar, and we'll send out a broad email. We'll make sure that we get you Chad's information so that you can make sure that you could reach out to him directly if you want some more help from him.
Yeah, and just as an example, the quickest I've ever gotten a sale on Alibaba from starting up a new company, going through verification, getting products uploaded is probably within 60 days. So don't get disappointed if you don't have any orders coming in, but maybe look at it and reach out to me and I can see how we can help you better. But it does take time. This is, but the long term, it's much more beneficial, right? Because you're not only getting to capture the customer's information, you don't get that on a platform like Amazon, but you're going to be generating volume sales, not small sales.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you. And so just so the chat said, thanks for being transparent and honest. I personally thought it would be easier. They'll be in touch with you ASAP.
Thank you, guys.
Does anyone, before we wrap up this webinar, does anyone have any other additional questions they would like to ask Chad?
I will just say, and I'll kind of end on this. Our core competency, or what makes us very reliable, is our business does have a channel partnership with Alibaba. There's things I'm learning every day on there, or new things that pop up. And what makes it great about having that channel partnership is we have an internal line to their internal team. So anything we may come across that we have issues with, I have contacts within Alibaba that we can reach directly to and get help with, which is sometimes the hardest part. So working through a channel partner like ourselves really helps get things up and going. And we're vetted by Alibaba, we're taken through courses by Alibaba, we're educated by Alibaba as well, but we can also reach out to them and have that internal line for if anything goes wrong. I actually had this happen a few weeks ago. One of my clients had an IPR infringement where somebody complained that they shouldn't be selling this product, or they weren't authorized to sell this product on the platform, even though they were, and it shut down the entire storefront. So without me having that internal line to Alibaba to submit that documentation and that paperwork, we never would have got that storefront up and running again. But because of that channel partnership, we were able to do that and provide documentation saying, hey, this is authorized purchase through an authorized reseller, and here's the documentation for that. And we saved the storefront, right? So if you pay for a 2-year membership, you're really mitigating your risk by signing up with somebody like us and making sure to keep that storefront open and live. That's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Does anyone else real quick have any last questions? It looks like nothing's coming in, but thank you so much, Chad. Really appreciate your time. It was super insightful to learn from you. As an Alibaba.com employee, I feel like every time, you host a webinar or we chat, I learn something too. So thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and sharing your learnings with all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.